Hello everybody and welcome to the Clueless Collective. We're on episode 11 now. Hello everybody.
Hello.
So, we are back after being very lazy and not doing the podcast for ages. And we were supposed to do it last night, but Dawn was busy playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, a lot of
again.
catching up after EGX and yeah.
Yes. So, we are here. I am Ashen. This is Dawn. And then there's the one on that side.
The one over
Hi.
there.
Am I that side this time? Okay.
Yeah, that side. That side.
There.
I'm the other
over
one.
there.
Yeah.
I'm the funny
That
one.
guy.
Yeah, the funny one.
Yeah.
He's Revan.
Thanks.
And
Hi.
you lost your headphone.
I lost my
How
headphone.
could you?
Who needs Revan in my ear?
Who needs
Go,
Revan?
go away.
No one apparently.
Wow. All right. So we got a lot to talk about because we're a little bit behind.
Yeah.
But we
Lots
can talk
have
about some
happened
stuff.
while we've been away.
It did. Yeah, it did. So first things first, our week in gaming,
Hey.
as per usual. So, what were you up to, Revan?
Well, playing this small game that I don't think anyone's really heard of called Minecraft.
What's that?
Oh, dude.
It's exactly. It's a bit of an indie game.
Minecraft.
You like build stuff. It's like No Man's Sky, but not No Man's Sky. It's weird.
Seems strange.
I see. I see.
It's
Are you
good
sure it's like No Man's Sky though?
It's better than No Man's Sky.
Oh, that's better.
It's the.
What are the graphics like?
Because graphics
Certainly
are everything
pixelated.
nowadays.
Oh, it is. They are top notch. You just can't get any better than Minecraft. I mean, come on.
I'll try it out. I don't think anyone's heard
You,
of it.
you should
so.
do.
No,
I
dude,
know.
I don't know. Sounds pretty lame. And what you been up to?
Well, I tried Elder Scrolls Legends, which is their new card game, which is in beta right now. We tried it originally at EGX.
We did.
And it was very, very
Got to
interesting.
meet Pete Hines.
Yeah, Pete Hines.
He gave us a little walk through the game.
Hey.
That was pretty
And
cool.
we've actually got some footage with him, which is going to go on our vlog footage, which is out soon. Hey.
TM.
TM.
Valve time.
But yeah, it's quite good fun. It's a little bit different in terms of card games. It has like a lane system instead of there just being one battlefield and the enemies attacking each other in lines. And yeah, it's interesting. There are ways that you can catch up if you've fallen behind and the other person is obviously winning. So
Yeah.
it takes a very different approach to many other card games. It's worth giving a try. It's completely free and it's in beta. If you like that sort of thing,
It
or even
is.
if you're new to card games, it's very easy to get into, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
So it's okay as a first card game. Give it a try.
Yeah. And I've been playing that weird thing that we don't know about. Minecraft, yeah.
Oh, that is.
Oh,
Oh, me
that.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you
play
guys...
together.
Yeah, we do. So if you guys don't know, Dawn has a Minecraft server for her subscribers on Twitch. So if you are subscribed with Dawnwhisper, which is down below on this link, obviously if you're watching the VOD, that's not going to be there. But if you're subscribed to Dawn, you get access to her sub server for Minecraft. And we also have a mod pack, which is something that me and Revan have been playing. We've been testing it a lot. And so we've been playing on our modded server, which we have. It's closed at the moment, but we plan to have like a community one open up at some point, so everyone can play the mod pack with us. And we'll all be there. Everyone from the Clueless Collective community will be around, so that'll be cool. And yeah, so that's getting sorted out at the moment. But that's what we've been playing. Me and Revan have been coming up with ideas because. We came up with an idea last night, and I don't know if you were here for this.
Oh yeah.
So our base that we're planning, right, is top notch. So we're building like a wizard's tower, and it's going to go super high into the sky. But the catch is the floor is going to be the floor, right?
Right.
But it's going to be an elevator. So each floor has like a separate set of like equipment and stuff like that. So like one floor for brewing potions and one floor for like doing stuff with like
Blood
ores
magic
and
and
ingots
stuff.
and blood magic and stuff. And so everyone stands on the one floor and the platform will move up and down in the tower,
Oh.
but the tower will be just like empty in the middle.
But what if Revan wants to go build potions and you want to make ice cream on the bottom
That's
level.
okay, because we're going to have offshoots of the tower
Oh!
for each
Okay.
person. So
I'd love it if you both had a platform and you're all the time just like...
you're just constantly going up and down, yeah. Well, that's the thing.
We could do that, though.
that.
You
So
should do that.
that's our plan for the modded server. But yeah, if any of you guys are interested in joining the modded server, it's on the latest Minecraft version as well. So all you have to do is download our pack from the Curse launcher. So if you want to, like, if you're interested in that, leave a comment in the VOD if you're watching the VOD, and if you're interested and you're watching live, shoot me a message over Twitch, like a whisper, and I'll let you know how to get into that.
And the pack is called Scion. It's a mixture of magic and technology.
Yeah, so that's PSION on the Curse launcher. And yeah, it's doing pretty well. It's on a stable release right now. But that's what we've been up to. Yeah. So come along if you're interested, and yeah, we can play some.
It's a
some
great
modded.
mod pack.
It is.
It's a good mix
It's a
of
really
different
good pack.
things.
Yeah. It's a nice mixture of technology and magic and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah. So on to the next segment.
Next
The
segment.
Kickstarter spotlight. It's missing a space. I fixed it very carefully.
Wow.
I forgot to open the link.
Yeah, so this week's Kickstarter spotlight is a game called Project Automata, or Automata, I think is how they pronounce it in the video.
Automator.
Automata.
Any American.
The Americans, yeah.
America.
So it's really cool. It's a bit like Factorio, if you've ever played that. But it's more focused on... It had one of those really weird vibes. Like, I watched the video, and it felt like the whole video was just like, here's how you take over the world without saying you're taking over the world. Like, that was what the voice was like. It was really... Yeah. But you haven't played Factorio, have
I
you?
haven't, no. I've heard of it because it's one of those games which you just know about. But
Yeah.
I've never touched it myself.
Yeah, what about you, Revan? You've played stuff similar, haven't you?
Well, I've seen stuff similar. So I've seen a little bit of Factorio. I see this is more of a simpler version
It's a
of Factorio.
It's a bit like City
'Cause, like,
Skylines mixed with Factorio.
In a way. Yeah. So you could definitely get into it probably a little bit better, easier than Factorio, because it's quite complicated. It
Yeah.
can be quite complicated. But yeah, it looks really interesting. I like the graphics. Nice.
Yeah, the graphics are really nice. It's
Oh.
like it's quite stylized, which is nice.
And each town has its own economy, doesn't it? So the mayor, like, you have set mayors for each town, which is quite nice. So that gives it a bit more of a variety in prices and stuff to really making an empire difficult, which is good. We need that kind of sort of gameplay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out.
Okay.
So that's our spotlight for this week. So if you guys are interested in having a look at that, go check out the link that Raven has kindly posted in the chat, and it'll also be in the description down below as well. So next up, which is the main part of this episode, gaming news. Dun, 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 dun,
What is happening in
dun.
the game world?
So, as many of you will know, Civ 6 is very close to being consuming lives of many millions of game players across the world. I have intentionally avoided as much information as possible on Civ 6 because I was a big fan of Civ 5. I didn't play it nearly as much as I probably should have, but I was always worried that I'd start the game and then the classic would happen.
There's always one faction which is OP and you have to choose that faction.
That and one more turn.
One more turn, the famous one more turn. But I will just be happy with anything that doesn't crash when you try and launch it. Like, we've purposefully gone out of our way to be like, okay, friends, tonight we're all going to play Civ together. And then, like, no one loads in and we spend like 5 hours trying to make the bloody thing work. And then when we get into the game, someone crashes and then they can't get back into the game again. And
It's riddled with bugs, but it's a really fun game, which is why I'm
Yeah.
hoping Civ 6 fixes literally all of the issues.
I will be so happy because I like it.
Yeah, it's so fun. But yeah, so Civ 6, I know nothing about it. Oof.
There's a lot more depth to it than
Pure
Civ 5.
robot there.
We
right?
got like,
Like, a lot more.
"Gah, gah, gah, gah,
Oh, was I?
gah."
Oh god. That's my internet kicking in.
It's beautiful.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot more depth to it. It's cool. I think the art style really grew on me after watching some of the videos.
That was one of the main criticisms with it, was the art style looked a bit like... People were worried because when they saw the art style, they were like, "Oh God, they're putting it on mobile." No.
You told me about that.
I did.
You said.
Yeah.
You did. You were the one who told me about that.
Yeah, and I've avoided it ever since, so I don't get
maybe
disappointed.
they're trying to appeal to a market that wouldn't necessarily try strategy games.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting move because they've always been like, I am hardcore, therefore I play Civ.
Yeah.
I am a nerd.
But I've seen like an animation of like one of the buildings being built, and like it really makes you feel like you're there. Like there's some really cool animations, and supposedly the music for each civilization changes based on how far along in the tech trees you are. So like if you're in the medieval age, for instance, the music will be, however it would have been in that particular age, and then once you get to the technological age, it's like really,
techno dubstep.
Yeah, synth. We've got all the dubstep. No, it's probably not like that, but it does change based on where
I'm
you
gonna
are.
research dubstep.
Dubstep.
Yeah, research all the research in dubstep. My civilization is gonna be first to achieve dubstep. I'm telling you this.
This civilization learned to fly. This civilization learned to see more than 4 dimensions. What did your civilization do? We made dubstep.
Yeah, everyone's starving, but we've got dubstep.
Yeah,
And we still have bows and arrows for dubstep.
But we has pumping music. So yeah, that was the thing.
Like Vlad says, though, I hope they'll have like a shorter multiplayer option because you do get these ridiculously long games. And if you want to play a game of Civ with your friends, you have to have at least 3 hours.
It's
and
like Dungeons and Dragons.
Even after 3 hours, you're not going to be done, and you'll just have to say, "Okay, you're the winner because you're in the lead right now." Like there is no end.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons.
It's
You
true.
have to set aside at least 3 hours if you want to play a decent game because it takes that long, even if you have like everyone taking their turns at the same time. But yeah, here's hoping. Here's hoping.
Yeah, it's looking good. I've seen quite a lot of it
Yeah.
over the last week because a lot of famous YouTubers are posting stuff about it. Yeah, I think you're going to like it, but I don't think you're going to like the fact that you can make as many cities as you like and it doesn't give you a penalty. But
What? What?
As many as you like.
Okay,
actually.
mind blown.
But you have to. They have to be fairly specialized cities. You can't just have one and build everything.
Dubstep,
Towards
electro.
you. And it's really good.
Dubstep, electro, vaporwave, outrun.
Yep.
All of the
chill
synthy
step.
electro stuff. But yeah.
It's gonna happen, I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, that's Civ 6.
Yeah.
Next up, Revan's favourite topic of all time, No Man's
yeah.
Sky.
Oh,
We're back,
No Man's Sky.
baby.
Return from our scheduled break to rant about No Man's Sky.
Again.
Yet again, kids.
So this is something different. Now,
Okay.
this actually happened a week and a half ago, I think. But we're going to talk about it anyway because it's important. So, as you may know, or may not know, No Man's Sky was an abysmal failure and should be thrown into the depths of hell for what it was.
Well, that's a bit much, but
Is
okay.
it?
Yes.
And so, as you can imagine, there was a lot of hate surrounding the game. Some justified, some not justified. But recently, the No Man's Sky subreddit, which is r/No Man's Sky the game, got wiped completely. It got locked. It got wiped. Everything got deleted, and anything that was criticizing the game, even in like a small amount of form, was gone. And it turns out that one particular moderator had basically decided that he was fed up with having all of this stuff in the subreddit, and so he just blocked everything and locked it completely to make it private without consulting the other mods. And so what ended up happening was a Reddit admin got involved. So these are the guys in charge of Reddit, not just that subreddit. And they removed all of the moderators that were originally there and reinstated one moderator from outside of the community to basically be in charge. But there was such a massive uproar that one that the other subreddit that was considered like a No Man's Sky subreddit basically put up a post immediately saying this is now the official No Man's Sky subreddit, even though the other one got reinstated within a couple of hours. So now there's like nobody knows which one is the proper one anymore, and it's very weird. But yeah.
It's not really Hello Games fuck up this time.
No, that was...
It's the moderators fuck up. One guy who's like, hey, this game is good. I'm going to believe in it.
Yeah, because they totally talk about how good their game is, right? Right, Revan? Hey, Revan. When was the last time Hello Games tweeted? FYI.
Was it August 21st?
It was approximately, August 21st. What month is it now, Rev?
I think it's still August, right?
Yeah, no, it's not.
No, it's October, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh no.
Halfway through October, and there has been one tweet about progress for No Man's Sky, and supposedly an update is coming.
Ooh.
But a lot of people have started to think that Sean might have been blocked from like talking about stuff ever.
God.
I think that's a good idea because his PR was he's just going to ramble about what he wants in the game and not necessarily is going to be in the game. So, he could have covered his ass by saying this will maybe turn up in the game at some point with an update.
But then that puts him in legal trouble because he admits wrongdoing.
He just needed to say, he only needed to say one little line, which is like, here are some things I hope will be in the game in the future. People would still think it will be cool, but just claiming it's in the game. Why?
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for them, to be
it's-
honest.
Well, they priced it at $60.
Yeah.
It wasn't Sony. It was Hello Games themselves. Like, they decided the price, which is like...
Maybe they thought in the long term, if they get it for $60, then they will update it. But obviously, yes, all right, Ash, but it costs a lot of money to make games.
Oh yeah,
so
I
maybe
know.
they
I
just thought,
understand that.
Instead of having DLC for stupid things, they thought, well, we'll just update it every 3 months or something. But obviously, the PR and just everything kind of went wrong that shouldn't have gone wrong.
Yeah.
Because the game was okay to a certain extent, but yeah, like it says in this article, there's probably going to be a massive update at some point, and I'll be surprised if it's not paid. So it's free. Hopefully it's free. But I'm surprised if it isn't.
If it's paid, no one's going to get it.
Exactly.
It's going to come massive drama again if they try.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Make
So
pay.
they've got to do something to please people now.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll get back on track because this game has potential.
I 100% agree. It has potential, but it needs the work put in.
Yeah. And these guys they took what? How days? Non-stop making this game.
We lost you to the androids.
Oh, sorry, internet again. I know it's awful. So they essentially kind of put blood, sweat, and tears through this game, really. So they'll
and delays. Don't forget the delays.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
because
welcome to the games industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
anyway, on better news. Now this is actually good news for all you lovely Steam users. So you guys may or may not have heard of a company called Digital Homicide. If you haven't, look up Jim fucking Sterling, son, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So for you guys who don't know, Digital Homicide was a company that made a game called The Slaughtering Grounds, which is possibly the worst video game ever made in the history of video games. And I'm probably going to get sued now, but it's fine. So what they did is they basically collected 100 or so cases of Steam users writing bad reviews saying that the game was trash. And Digital Homicide, being the smart cookies they are, decided that they were going to sue all of those Steam users. Even the ones that they don't know who they are.
Because opinions are bad for you kids.
Yeah, of course. So they'd already tried to sue Jim Sterling, which is stupid. Then they tried to sue a bunch of anonymous Steam users. Pretty stupid. And they recently subpoenaed Valve for those Steam users' personal information So they effectively served Valve and said, you need to comply or you're getting sued too. And expected Valve to give them the personal information. So Valve basically said, no, you're not on Steam anymore, bye. And their agreement was cut. And then not 2 weeks later, an announcement comes out saying Digital Homicide is closing down because they ran out of money trying to sue everybody. Keep in mind, they sued Jim Sterling for $15 million.
Were they successful?
No.
Thank God.
No, of course they weren't. It was trash.
It's just like, you know, as a person that creates games, even English.
Games.
I create game. You know, it's a horrible feeling when you get criticism, but you know that's how it's going to be. Some people won't like your game, and if they generally have made a trash game, what were they expecting? Like, why get butthurt?
Yeah.
I know they're trying to make money.
That's the thing. And the thing is, they also broke multiple terms of service because if people reviewed their game highly, they gave them a free copy of the game as well, which is also like really against Steam Greenlight rules, which is how the game got onto Steam in the first place.
It's like those dodgy Amazon reviews where it's like, I was given a free copy of this for a fair and honest review.
This doesn't affect my review whatsoever.
Of course
Not at all. But yeah, it was very bad. So they're dead now. They can go suck a dick.
Good.
Big fat one.
Rest in peace.
And yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Such hatred. You've played the game, haven't
I've
you?
actually played the game for 50 minutes of my life. 50. I've wasted almost an hour on that. So I feel comfortable enough to give a review
you know what you
that
should
it's literally
do,
trash.
Ashen, you need to sue them for that hour of your life. That
Yeah,
you
of
wasted.
course. Yeah. I should.
It's
I
a
should sue them.
human right.
Yeah.
For 15 million.
For 15 million. No. 15 million
How about
per
60
minute.
million? Yeah.
Yeah, 15 million per minute. I think
Okay,
that's
15
a
million per minute, yeah.
pretty
That's
reasonable rate. But yeah. Anyway, that's enough of the digital suicide. I mean homicide
Trash
company.
talk complete.
But yeah. So Twitch video is a thing.
Hey.
So if you guys don't know, I imagine you've probably noticed at this point, if you're watching this, that Twitch has changed and looks a bit different. Yeah, so Twitch video is now a thing. So you can now upload videos straight to Twitch, and it'll be like a YouTube video. That's it, really.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what more you want from that one.
I mean, is it going to turn into people doing vlogs and things on Twitch? Like
Could
that
do.
kind of thing? Could be interesting.
I
I mean,
believe
people
only
basically have a YouTube
subscribers.
channel.
I believe only subscribers can comment on stuff.
Right, okay.
So maybe
I
a
mean,
reason to.
It might mean that people stop making videos on YouTube and just upload to Twitch. If they are primarily a Twitch streamer.
It's a great dream, not gonna happen. YouTube is still too.
YouTube is still the king. Yeah. But if you only have a Twitch following.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's good.
But is Twitch trying to be like YouTube now?
No.
So that they can maybe try and get a little bit of publicity.
I mean, it's kind of gone the opposite. Like, Twitch is trying to be YouTube, but YouTube was trying to be Twitch.
I was gonna say, like, YouTube did it first. They did the first blow.
Yeah, the whole YouTube gaming thing, and then they screwed up with YouTube Heroes and all that jazz, and they just keep... It's like YouTube have found a shovel and intentionally gone out of their way to make it a better shovel to dig their hole faster and quicker.
It's a good analogy.
And it's like, why, YouTube? What are you doing? So, like, VidMe tried to capitalize on that by saying, like, and like they had, like, you know when someone animates a picture and they just have that little cut out of their mouth that they move up and down and there's like a black square? They did that with their CEO and basically said, I am not a robot. This is a great service and you can moderate all of your videos, in order to make fun of, like, YouTube Heroes. It was so funny.
Oh dear.
But it's like, Twitch probably will do better if, like, because the thing is a lot of the things is streamers will make highlights of their streams, then upload them to YouTube. Now they don't have to. If someone would go to their stream, They just look on the videos section now, and then all the highlights can be there instead of, on a separate website. Twitch are keeping more people to their site. It's a win-win for them.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, everyone is trying to be everything. And it's kind of annoying because, like, okay, you're good at one thing, just stick to that.
Like Snapchat.
Don't try and be... Snapchat. Snapchat's trying to be a news thing now as well.
Kim Kardashian. If you're not interested in Kim Kardashian, uninstall Snapchat. Because it's literally all that's on there.
Yeah. But it might be a good thing. I mean, any way for people to upload videos and express themselves on the internet is good, in my opinion.
It is. And speaking of Twitch have also announced Twitch Prime, which you might have seen. So if you've seen anyone in a Twitch chat and they have a little crown next to their name, that means they are subscribed to Twitch Prime. Mm-hmm. So as you may know, a few months back, Amazon announced that they had purchased Twitch, and they mentioned they were going to do some stuff with that. And we had some rumors of what was going to happen. Like, we got told that, there were going to be some discounts on games and stuff like that. And it's finally a thing now. So Twitch Prime is basically, if you have Amazon Prime, you can just link your Twitch account to Amazon. You get a free subscription to one channel on Twitch. So you don't have to pay money, but they still get money. They get a free game when it comes out, a bunch of free skins for some games like Smite and Hearthstone. And you also get discounts on quite a few games as well. And this carries on for as long as you're subscribed to Amazon. And I think it's a really good thing, It's... People were worried that Amazon was going to, just buy them and do loads of bad stuff to it. But this is literally just Amazon saying, here's free money.
There you go.
Yeah, it's really good.
But yeah, what are your opinions on it?
I think it's a good thing. I mean, they're obviously trying to target the student market right now. They're really pushing the Amazon student thing. And I recently have subscribed to the free trial of Prime, and I tried to set up Amazon Twitch, and it wasn't letting me link it. But I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, I think it's a good thing. Free money, as you said, just being able to sub to somebody and it not costing you any money, even though it is.
But then that's just for Prime.
Yeah.
If you were already subscribed to Prime, it's literally just free stuff on top.
A good extra benefit. Yeah. So I think it's worth it if you are already, if you're going to use the Amazon side of it. I think it's worth it. If it's just for Twitch stuff, that's a bit pointless. But
yeah.
No.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah. But that is a pretty simple one, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Pretty simple. But it's good. It's nice to see Amazon are actually doing stuff to help the site grow, and they aren't just taking a back seat, which is nice. It's nice to see that.
Getting down there with the young'uns.
Yeah.
Trying to capture us.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Okay.
So, next up is Battleborn. Now, there were rumours of this Battleborn. I don't know if anybody knows what it is. It's basically what tried to beat Overwatch, but it didn't work.
Failed.
It tried too hard to be interesting and quirky and funny and just failed. But it looked cool back in the day when it was around and people played it.
For about 10 minutes.
For about 10 minutes, yeah.
Then moved to Overwatch.
There was a rumour, supposedly, that they were going to be going free-to-play at some point because their player numbers are not really existent. And it turns out that's not true at all. It's not going free-to-play. Gearbox themselves said this. Gearbox being the developers behind it, or publishers, I can't remember. But they do say that a trial version is planned, which is kind of nice. But I've noticed that it's not really important, seeing as, I don't know if you guys have seen Paladins on Steam.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Paladins is basically the guys who made Tribes Ascend, Hi-Res Studios. They also make Smite. They basically ripped off Overwatch and made it free to play on Steam. It's literally what you'd expect from, one of those Chinese market mobile games.
It's, ridiculously close. Overwatch. I just don't know how they haven't been sued to the space.
Because creative freedom, they changed it enough so that it
sue
would
that.
be. And I tell you what, if you guys are interested in seeing what it's like, I highly recommend going to Video Game Donkey's YouTube channel and watching the video that he did on it. I think it's just called Paladins. Go watch that.
It's pretty funny.
It's so funny.
Hilarious.
But yeah, so if you were interested in Battleborn and you didn't get it because Overwatch is better, there's a trial version coming, so you might be able to try it out then and stay true to your word that Overwatch is better.
I just assumed that it would be free to play. When they first announced, I was like, okay, that will be a free to play game because obviously...
It was a lot more MOBA-y.
Yeah, I mean, Blizzard have the audience ready. There are people that, if it is a Blizzard game, will play it because it's a Blizzard game.
It's a shame because the game had potential to be really good, but when you're trying to compete with Overwatch, it's like they literally tried to move their advertising campaign to the same date, like their free-to-play beta before the game was released. They said, "Oh yeah, our open beta is this date." It was literally a day before Overwatch's open beta, and Overwatch smashed it to the ground. Like, I think someone did an equivalent, and like 90% of the people who played Battleborn left after the first day of open beta and went to Overwatch immediately, and then played that open beta and preferred it, you know. So it's like, it was really weird. Like, they constantly tried to like maneuver against the Overwatch branding, and eventually Blizzard just made fun of it by just constantly putting their beta dates right before Battleborns, so that it was constantly overlapping, and it just meant Overwatch won because you know. But yeah,
it was a better game anyway, so it probably didn't matter. But do you think Battleborn should go free to play in the next year?
I think
like a bit like Evolve did.
The thing is Evolve is a really bad example because they just made the whole thing like really pay to win. And the thing is Battleborn right now is pay to win. I have a friend who plays Battleborn, and they're doing the same thing that Heroes of the Storm do. They release a brand new character and say, "Oh, this character is like so cool. You should all go play." Right? Ridiculously overpowered, way stronger than any other character, just so that they can encourage people to buy that character early with real money and then play it.
Okay.
And the thing is like going free to play just worries me that would get even more the case. Like, they'd release cosmetics for money, which is fine, but then they'd release, you know, like weapon upgrades and stuff. And
I mean, I think a trial is probably the best way they could
trial is better, I think, than free to play personally.
Right now I would try it, but I definitely wouldn't buy it.
Yeah,
because my FPS at the moment is Overwatch. Like, I'd try it out of curiosity, and then, you know, if it did completely blow my mind, then I would have to play it all the time and buy it. But no, I still play Overwatch. No. But I mean, Vlad brings up a point about Paladins. He's saying, you know, it would be like saying that LoL ripped off Dota, or, you know, they're both in the same genre. But literally, if you go and look at the Paladins characters, it's like complete copies. Down to the button combinations and the abilities.
They've just changed the models. Like, May's character is basically an ice witch. But it is May. It's just they've changed the model. The abilities are like pretty much identical, you know.
And Tracer's, you know, she literally, if you look at what's on the screen when she's doing, because they copied Tracer basically, and she flips through time and everything, but she goes forward in the same way, she reverses in the same way, like down to the UI and everything. Yeah. Like, honestly, go and look at it. It is ridiculous.
It's very odd. But hey, you know, creative freedom, it happens all the time, you know. There's that whole thing where you can't like copyright a game mechanic. So like, you know, that's why fighting games always look pretty similar in terms of like the UI, but the actual like characters and stuff are always different.
It's not always a bad thing. Like you said about clones, a lot of good games have actually come out of clones.
Yeah, like Path of Exile.
Yeah, or clones that have then added something extra, and that's made like a whole new genre or something. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you do have to start questioning when it's like literal copies of the same characters.
Yeah, which I think is important to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Battleborn, not going free to play. And last up on our list is the Overwatch Halloween update.
Yay!
Which I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's really, really cool. It's so well done. Like the production quality is so high. So if you guys don't know, the Halloween mode came out. There's a bunch of new Halloween skins. Reaper has
Have
a
you
really
got any yet?
cool. No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Tears streaming down his face.
Yeah.
poor guy.
So I haven't got any of them, but they're all really cool. I just haven't got any of them.
They're very well done, the skins. And
yeah.
like the whole theme of the event, like even on the main screen, like everything's dark and it's raining and there's glowing orange lanterns and of course the new game mode.
The game mode, yes.
Game
So
mode.
do you want to talk a bit about the game
I
mode?
can do, yeah. So this Overwatch's first players versus AI kind of game mode, and you have waves of enemies coming at you. Franken, what's his face?
Dr. Junkenstein.
Dr. Junkenstein's revenge. So they took Junkrat, made him into a mad scientist, creating abominations and sending zombie robots towards you, and you have to survive. Zomnics, I'm sorry.
Such a cool
I don't
name.
mean to be racist against the Zomnics.
Yeah, come on.
But it's a cool game mode. You have to protect a gate. It's kind of like protect the point, but
It's
the point
basically
is the
man
door.
versus machine in Overwatch, but better. Like it's all
That's
cutscene and
incredible.
stuff. So like when a new boss comes out, it's all like an animated cutscene where it like shows off, and the whole game mode is narrated, which is the coolest thing ever. So like so you can only play 4 characters. You can play Anna, McCree, Hanzo, and Soldier 76, and when you're playing them, like they're as if they were medieval characters. So like Anna doesn't have biotic grenades. She has health potion. She's called the Alchemist by the narrator, and it's like they have like banter about themselves, like where they come from and like what the monsters are, and it's really cool, as if it was set in like an alternate dimension. But the cool part is like, you know, when you're say playing Hanzo and you headshot a boss, it says an arrow sprung from the creature, dying with the sniper's last arrow, stuff like that, and it's really cool. And I'd highly recommend, if you haven't played it, just play it.
It's incredible.
Play it.
Should definitely play it.
Like, just watch videos on it to see how well done it is, because it really sets the standard of what I expect from Blizzard now, and they know that, you know. They know that they have to keep to that standard of stuff. And they took criticisms from the community as well. Like, you know, before, when we had the Summer Games thing, everyone was complaining that you couldn't buy the skins with currency.
Yeah.
But if you got duplicate ones, they gave you currency, so it basically made them useless. Well, they took that on board. This time you can buy the skins during the event, but they're 3 times more in terms of currency. So, like, you can buy them, but they're a lot more expensive. But you can only buy them during this event. Once the Halloween event goes, you can't buy the Halloween skins till next Halloween, which I think is good.
Or you could buy a load of boxes like Revan did
Yeah,
and increase that luck.
like Revan did.
And only 20 of them.
You did quite well for skins, didn't you?
I did. I got the Reinhardt one. It was really good.
Nice.
I got the Pharaoh one, but I did buy that one. Junkenstein. Who else did I get? I bought the Soldier one, but in one of my loot boxes I got from leveling up, I got the Pumpkin Reaper, and I was quite excited for that.
Yeah, screw you, Revan.
It's going to be a great moment when you finally get Pumpkin. It's his favourite skin.
It
in
looks
the
so
Halloween
cool.
release.
Like,
It is really cool. It's got candles on his
I
shotgun.
also
It's
want
really
his
cool.
highlight emote where he comes out of a coffin and just kind of like kicks himself out and like has his guns out, and it's like,
I might have bought that as well.
yeah, I know you
So,
did. I know you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, but that's the Overwatch update. So I'd recommend go checking that out.
Really good.
And now
That's great.
we're on to the fun part of the podcast.
Oh,
Freebies.
free stuff.
So this beautiful week, we are showcasing Ubisoft's Club 30, which I conveniently don't have the link up for. But you can grab yourself a copy of Beyond Good and Evil from Ubisoft Club 30. I believe it is.
Yay.
Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil.
It's
So
Ubisoft has turned
There you go.
30, apparently.
yeah, it did.
So-
It did that a couple of months ago.
It's just
So-
celebrating its birthday.
Yeah, so up until December, they're giving away a free game every month, and we try to give you guys that link so you can go and grab it. You know, it's some of the old classics. So, yeah, I'd recommend you you go check this out.
This is supposed to be a really good game.
Yeah,
From what I've heard.
yeah,
on
Started
Steam.
a whole kind of genre, so
it is.
Very
check it out.
So go check that out.
And it's free.
It
What
is
can go
free.
wrong?
It is free. So yeah, that's the freebies. We don't have a giveaway this week, but that's only because I'm disorganized and don't have any of the keys with me. So, whoops, sorry about that. I'll make it up by giving away 2 games next week. There you go.
Wow.
You set that in stone now. You can't go back.
Yeah, I won't go back. I'll give away 2 games next week.
You're a bad person.
You just have to show up.
You should feel bad.
But yeah, so now we're going to move on to the question of the week, which is... Who wants to ask the question?
I don't mind.
Do you want to do the question?
What do you guys think of seasonal updates in games? So when you have seasonal things like Halloween and Christmas, Easter, like events that go on in games or themed items and skins, what do you think of that? Do you think it's kind of cheesy or is it fun? What are your opinions?
Yeah, so let us know in the chat what you think about the question. You know, one good example is like the Guild Wars 2 Halloween event. It's like one of my favorites. It's so good. So, like, it's called I think like Shadow of the Mad King, and basically, Guild Wars had a Mad King, which was basically a headless horseman without a horse and with a pumpkin head, right? Giant king, right? Really scary, very powerful.
Lovely.
And he does like mini games. So if you go to Lion's Arch and you sit in Lion's Arch, every now and then you'll have an event called the Mad King Says, and it's literally Simon Says with the Mad King, but he'll stand there and he'll teleport to different parts of the area in the matinee, and you have to run over to where he is, and he'll go, "The Mad King says, dance," and you have to type /dance really quickly in order to do it. And if you do it a certain number of times, you can unlock a chest at the end and get like loads of free loot. And it's like,
Oh, wow.
It's really cool because if you do it wrong and he doesn't say Mad King Says, he says, "I didn't say Mad King Says." And he just gets really excited. And there's like a bunch of dungeons and like jumping puzzles. And it's all like a bunch of portals in Lion's Arch. And like they have cauldrons you can jump in, and if you jump into them in the cauldron, it turns you into a random creature. Like it could be a plastic spider that wobbles like that, or a skeleton, and then it shocks you out of the cauldron, and you just fly. You just fly somewhere.
Bye.
So you'll see like skeletons and plastic spiders all running around, or ghosts running around. It's so good.
Ghosties.
It's so good.
I think my favourite one is the WoW Halloween. I've always liked Halloween and WoW. It's probably my favourite. You have the Headless Horseman in WoW, who is a dungeon boss, and you can get items from him. You get the Headless Horseman's helm, which makes you glow, and you can do trick or treat. A trick turns you into like a monster, like a bat or a zombie or a ghoul, and treats, you know, collect candy. You can buy Halloween items. My favourite thing was Goldshire, which is a town outside of the main Alliance
Don't go to
city.
Goldshire.
Or if you're Horde side, I'm sure there's somewhere outside of Orgrimmar, but I've never played Filthy Horde.
Yet.
But Goldshire sets on fire at a certain time every day, and you have to put out the fires. And if you put out all the fires, the Headless Horseman comes down and you fight the Headless Horseman.
That's
It's
cool.
a pretty epic fight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you have to go fetch the water buckets and run around and throw them on the building, and it was always quite a nice community event. So I'd probably say wow.
You
How about
reminded
you,
me
Evan?
of the other thing in Guild Wars. You know, like candy corns? You know, they're like the orange, red, and white, like triangular shape. Yeah,
Oh,
imagine a creature made out of those, like giant ones of those that roam around waddling about, and you can kill them for candy corn, and then you can eat the candy corn and get on a sugar rush. That's the
Oh
other
my God.
thing. So
I need to get on
like,
Guild Wars.
it's really, really cool. So we're going to be playing a lot of that. I'm probably going to be streaming it because I get to upgrade my PC a little bit soon,
Oh my God.
thanks to
I'm so hyped.
this
Should
lovely...
we tell the kids?
Yeah, go on, tell them. We're getting married. No, we're not. We're not. We're not doing that. Don't worry.
So we thought
Wow.
really hard about this, and we decided that it's time for Dawn to get a proper PC. Okay, so if you watch my streams, you may hear a horrible, horrible sound in the background. Some people think I've left a fan on sometimes. Other people think it's a hairdryer. It's actually my computer, and it is dying a slow death and has very, very loud fans. So I've decided I'm going to upgrade it and get some new parts in there, and it'll be able to handle streaming better and editing better, and my life will be...
That's the excuse she gave
Beautiful.
herself to justify it.
Yes. So I'm so excited. Like, the case came today, and the other parts are coming like over the weekend. And
It is, and we're going to be putting that together, and then yeah, it's going to be cool. But I'm salvaging parts from this PC for my PC, because as some of you may know, my hard drive is very dead. I don't know if you guys know that
really?
yet. I don't think I've
I don't
mentioned
think you
that
mentioned
enough.
it enough
I don't
on your
think you
streams.
have.
So I'm
he's
replacing
grave
that.
robbing. Talking of Halloween, he's grave robbing my
I
PC,
am.
basically.
It's great.
Mm.
But yeah.
How about you, Revan? What's your favourite Halloween event in a game? Halloween themed things?
See, I haven't really played MMOs since about... when did I start playing MMOs? Like,
When did the
start
first
this
Star
year.
Wars MMO come out?
Well, that was the Old Republic, but I didn't do any Halloween stuff in the Old Republic.
Oh.
You
Oh,
see?
that's a
No,
shame.
you see now,
You
I've only
You
You
really
should have
started
played a
playing
Sith and
properly.
role played.
Happy
Oh
Halloween.
God, no.
Twinkle
no.
tweet.
I am Sith Pumpkin, Sith Lord.
Give me sweets, so I kill you.
Yeah.
That's literally any Sith. Or I could just torture them.
Yeah.
Yes, I need to
That's
do
the
this
trick.
actually.
Sounds good. I'd watch that stream.
My classic favourite
I
is
know.
when kids come to the door and they say trick or treat. I yell trick and then close the door. That's always a fun one.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see, my parents are really bad and just put all the lights out.
Oh
and
yeah, close curtains.
cut
Pull the
out,
light.
yeah,
Yep.
and just
Nothing
just
on.
not
Not
there.
here.
No.
Not at home.
No.
True. That's what I'm gonna be like.
Parents are
I'm a
evil.
bitter
I'm
old
gonna
man.
buy a massive thing of sweets. Like, I'm gonna get a big pumpkin bucket and fill it with sweets, and then I'm gonna be like,
No offense, but you're the type to get duped by the couple of kids that come to your house 6 times and you don't notice.
oh,
And you
but
will
they're
give them
clever at
sweets
least.
every time.
What about grumpy
Clever.
teenagers who throw eggs at my window? Should I give them sweets?
That's
too?
why you don't show them you're in. You just close the curtains, turn the lights off,
Hello.
just hide.
Do you want to mug me?
Yeah. Yeah. Vlad mentions it's fine as long as like the game balance or stuff like that. Which is I
That's
agree.
important.
I agree. As long as it's not like one of those things where it's like, oh, if you want to play in the Halloween event, you have to be level 80 or level 100.
The thing
or
that bothers
110.
me is when it's like a really serious game, like serious strategy game, and then they release some like Halloween skins or Christmas skins are the worst. They release like Christmas skins, and it's like the really serious warrior character, but in like a Santa costume, and it's like this does not.
I
fit
am the
at all.
all-powerful Santa Claus.
Yeah,
I have actual claws.
it's like League of Legends. Like, it has its own unique sense of humor. But, like, you got the super serious characters, and then suddenly they're, like,
There's a frog
made of
jumping
candy.
across.
And then I'm just like,
And there's a tiny chibi girl that has a giant lollipop.
I guess the rule is just don't question anything
Yeah.
League of Legends does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just
Here's
leave it
hoping.
alone.
But yeah. And I think that's going to bring us to an end. So
So,
I told you we'd make up for it. We did. I then failed because I didn't give away a game. But
But,
we made up for it. We're here. We're here. So
yeah.
yeah, and that will be the end of this episode.
And then they died.
Because a plane crashed into the house.
Don't know if you guys heard that. It was
but-
super low.
Yeah, so we'll be back next week with another episode. We hope you enjoyed this one. I'll make sure to give away 2 games next week to make sure that I don't feel guilty about that. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see you all guys all there. If you want to sub to Dawn, go do so down there. It makes her happy.
It makes me the happy faces. It
Yeah.
helps me pay my crippling debts.
It does. It does. So
and buy toast.
yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We'll be back on normal schedule next week. So
Hopefully.
7:30 BST on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday afternoon, which we should not be doing, but we are. But yeah, so we'll see you guys then. And yeah, anything else you guys want to say before we go?
Not really. I'm
Okay,
streaming
bye.
soon. Bye, guys. We'll see you soon. Thank you for coming.